Introduction of operation method of spectroelectrochemical measurement, using SEC2020 Spectrometer system and Model 2325 Bi-Potentiostat. Software and instrument trigger output settings. We will show you an example of trigger settings of SEC measurement using a Model 2325 Bi-Potentiostat. The setup procedure will be explained using SEC thin layer quartz glass spectroelectrochemical cell kit as an example. Set up the SEC2020 spectrometer system for absorbance measurement. Connect the trigger light source control cable that comes with the SEC2020. Connect the CBJS interface cable that came with Model 2325 to the I/O port of Model 2325 Bi-Potentiostat. Model 2325 and spectrometer are connected with CBJS interface cable and trigger light source control cable. Connect the trigger cable ground, black, to the D ground of the I/O port of Model 2325 Bi-Potentiostat. Connect the trigger cable trigger in, brown, to VRDE of the I/O port of Model 2325 Bi-Potentiostat. Insert the SEC thin layer quartz glass spectroelectrochemical cell kit into the cuvette holder. Connect the Model 2325 cell cable to the electrodes of the quartz cell. For details, please see the movie manual, Spectroelectrochemical Setup. Next, we will introduce the trigger settings of SEC Spectra, the software dedicated to SEC2020. Select Trigger Settings from Settings menu bar of SEC Spectra. Confirm the serial number of the spectrometer for trigger and put a check in the checkbox. Select the trigger mode and click Enable, then OK. Return to the spectrum screen. Make sure the screen is stationary. If you open the Spectrum List tab, you can check the setting status of the trigger mode. To return to normal mode, open Trigger Settings and check the serial number of the spectrometer. Select Trigger Off and click Enable, then OK. Return to the spectrum screen and confirm that the spectrum is moving. Open the Spectrum List tab. You can see that the trigger setting is turned off. This concludes the introduction of the SEC Spectra trigger settings. Next, we will introduce the trigger output settings of ALS2325, the software dedicated to Model 2325. Set Model 2325 to emit a TTL high-level signal during measurement using the Rotate RDE output feature. Open the dedicated software ALS2325. Click Setup to open the settings screen. Select Rotate RDE during run in the General tab. Enter the rotation speed, RPM, as 3000. With this setting, a voltage of about 3 volts will be output during measurement. And about 0 volt is output from the I/O port except during measurement. Click OK to complete the ALS2325 trigger output settings. If the trigger measurement does not work, check the output potential of Model 2325 with a tester. The potential difference between VRDE and D ground of CBJS interface cable is about 0 volt except during measurement and about 3 volt during measurement. This concludes the introduction of the trigger output settings using the Model 2325 Bi-Potentiostat.